Hi, my name is Greg Sabin. I'll be your instructor for Financial Accounting Principles. The purpose of this video is simply to give you a bit of an introduction to the class, talk about my background a little bit, explain office hours and how that's going to work, introduce the course assistants, talk about the textbook, and then finally the grading scale. In other words, pretty much cover the syllabus in about 10 minutes for those who aren't able to be in class tonight or want a kind of a preview. We will take the first maybe 10 or 15 minutes in class tonight to cover the syllabus, and then from there we'll move into the class material. So, my background, why am I teaching this course? I grew up in the Midwest. I did an undergraduate, an MBA, and my first round of doctoral work at Michigan State University, 3 different occasions separated by real world experiences in between. And after my master's degree, I went to Ford, where I spent about 6 years in finance at Ford, finance and accounting. And then from Ford, I went to an automotive supplier, and I moved to Mexico to run a company for a French auto supplier. I moved to Honeywell, and then finally KKR, the private equity firm where I was involved with senior leadership for a couple of the portfolio businesses. And then ultimately I came back to be a professor. When I came back, I went back to Michigan State. I was finance faculty for 5 or 6 years at Michigan State. I ultimately did my doctoral work there in management and specifically operations, and then moved on to Ohio State University and joined their finance faculty. A year later, my wife, who is also an academic, graduated from her doctoral program and had an offer to come to HBS. And so we left Columbus and moved to Boston. I visited my first year in Boston at MIT, where I taught at Sloan in finance. And then I moved over to BU, where I've been for the last 2 years and just now starting my 3rd year. Hopefully that gives enough of my background and kind of an idea of where I'm coming from. I've been involved in everything from cost accounting positions all the way up through business unit CFO positions. And so I've kind of seen a lot of variety of stuff, including stops in the treasury along the way. But it's all been corporate. So, managerial accounting, corporate finance, that's kind of the main area of my expertise. This class is about financial accounting. Certainly internal managerial accountants have to do a lot of financial accounting, and so in that regard, I feel like I'm prepared to teach your class. I do want to make sure that you understand, though, I am not an auditor, I don't have an audit background, and I'm certainly not a tax accountant. So from that perspective, I'm glad that this is an intro class and not a higher level class on something like tax. So, office hours for this semester, my thought is that we would meet in HBS. There's an area called Spangler Hall in the middle of HBS, which is kind of like the main common area where everybody gets together. There's a cafeteria. Immediately upstairs, there's an area that we can get to. Consult the syllabus for specific details, but we can get to where there's kind of a big open bay area, and I'll just hold office hours in there. And I'll just be in there and put you in the position to swing by whenever you need help with something. Specifically, those office hours are Wednesday from 3 to 5 in the afternoon, and the area is just outside the project rooms, which are 201 through 215, and so if you find 201 Spangler, the area right outside of it is where we will be. We have 2 course assistants for this class, Catherine Chue and Renee Yen. Both are outstanding students. They are undergraduate students at BU. Both have worked with me for a number of years. Catherine, which is a student who's graduating in December, has worked with me for both of the years that I've been at BU, and also been a both research assistant and teaching assistant at HBS. Renee is new to the position, but she has been a teaching assistant for this exact class at BU in the past. So, textbook, we're going to use the 12th edition of Financial Accounting by Thomas Tietz and Harrison, and so that book will be the book that you want to get. If you buy access to my accounting lab, which is how we will do the homeworks, you'll get access to an ebook for free. Or you can buy the hardcover book at the Coop, and it comes with a coupon to use my accounting lab, and you don't have to worry about buying access to my accounting lab then. Either way works, but you'll want to make sure you have this and that you in fact have a code to use with My Accounting Lab. If you buy this book online, it may not come with a My Accounting Lab code, and that may put you in a position to have to actually buy that code and the book, and that would probably be a waste of money. Okay, grading scale and take-home exams. So everybody wants to know about grading. We're going to do 3 quizzes, splitting out the course into roughly quarters, and then we'll do a final exam at the very end. Each of the quizzes will be worth 10 points. The quizzes and exams both will be take it home. And the quizzes, you'll have something like 60 minutes to complete a 20-question quiz. The final exam is worth 40 points or more than all 3 quizzes put together. Again, take it home. And this will be something like 40 questions, and you'll have 2 hours to complete the exam. We'll do 2 cases. Case 1 and case 2 are each worth 10 points apiece. And for those cases, you'll work in groups if you wish. You can do it alone from 1 to 3 people. I'll give you a question that's based on the case that's been assigned. You'll write up 1-page, essentially, executive summary responding to that question, explaining the situation, and you'll submit that. Then finally, the homework submissions are going to be worth 10 points. So in total, we have 100 points available. The cumulative final exam is worth by far the most, which at 40% of the total. So hopefully at this point, you have a pretty good idea how we're going to approach the semester. One change from the earlier syllabus that had been posted is that we will not be able to record lectures in the classroom, unfortunately. So what I will do is either do something like this to supplement when necessary, or do voice over PowerPoint if we're using slides at the time. So if we can figure out how to record something in the classroom, I'd love to do that. I just don't know how to do that right now, given the technology that we're constrained to in the classroom. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening. And if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out, and we will go from there. Have a great night.